Good morning, students. Welcome to the class on silicon group elements. We were discussing about silicones. In the previous class, we did discuss about silanes. In this class, we will discuss about silicones. Silicones are a group of organosilicon polymers. They were first reported by F.S. Kipping. They were prepared by the hydrolysis of alkyl substituted chlorosilanes. What are alkyl substituted chlorosilanes? When we have some carbon groups, these are alkyl groups, and we also have some chlorines. It may be a monochlorine, it may be a dichloro or trichloro. These are alkyl substituted chlorosilanes. When we hydrolyze them, we will get organosilicons. Now we will start with the simple silicone. When we have 3 methyl groups and 1 chlorine, so this is methyl group. Silicon can form the strongest bond with fluorine. Then the strongest bond is oxygen. Silicon will involve in strong bonding with fluorine, and then next strong bond is oxygen. That means in a reaction mixture, if we have silicon source and fluorine source, they will immediately react to form silicon fluoride bond. Or if there is a silicon source and oxygen source, they immediately react with each other to generate silicon oxygen bond. So that is why generally silanes are used as a dehydrating agents. Why? Because in water, oxygen will immediately react with silicon to form silicon oxygen bond, so that water will be converted to silane. So that is why silanes are used as a dehydrating agents, or what we can say moisture scavengers. So that led to the discovery of silicones. When we hydrolyze this, when we add water, here water acts as a nucleophile and the chlorine is a good leaving group. So what will happen? Oxygen with its lone pair of electrons will attack on silicon so that it generates silicon oxygen bond. Chlorine with the bond pair of electrons, it will be leaving as a Cl minus. It will be leaving as Cl minus. So it generates plus and Cl minus. So Cl minus will pick up one of the proton. Then this bond pair will be polarized towards oxygen so that it becomes neutral. So what is the product? This is silanol. What is the product? This is silanol. Now this oxygen is one side bonded to silicon, so it is a strong bond. On the other side, it is bonded to hydrogen. So this oxygen is still active. That means it can react with one more silicon. So when we add one more this previous reagent, trimethyl chlorosilane, then this oxygen will again react with the silicon and it forms oxygen silicon bond, and this Cl minus will be leaving. So here the byproduct is HCl. Again, here also the byproduct is HCl. So what we get is a silyl ether. since it is having only one chlorine on the silicon, it is also possible to replace only one. It is also possible to substitute only one oxygen in this chlorine. In that way, it can only generate a dimer. There are only two silicon groups. So if only one chlorine is present on the silicon, then we can generate only a dimer. So whenever we add water to chlorosilanes, all the chlorine groups will be replaced by water. In this case, we have only one chlorine. So one chlorine is replaced with oxygen and we have a dimer. This is called active OH group. Whenever we have an active OH group on the silicon, it will react with another silicon. Now, when there is no active oxygen or when there is no leaving group on silicon, then further polymerization is not possible. So if we have only one chlorine, then polymerization will stop at the dimer stage. Once this hexamethyl disiloxane is generated, then no further polymerization is possible. When we try to hydrolyze dimethyl dichlorosilane, dimethyl dichlorosilane, we may think that similar to carbon, when we add water, the two chlorines will be replaced by two OH groups. And similar to carbon with the two oxygens is unstable. Immediately it loses a molecule of water, OH from this group and hydrogen from here, and immediately it generates a double bond O. We may expect a similar type of reaction in case of silicon also, because silicon also one of the member of carbon group. But in case of silicon, this silicon double bond O will not be generated. But what happens, instead of undergoing dehydration to get a silicon oxygen double bond, the two OH groups, as we know, these two are active OH groups, they will involve in polymerization with other dichlorosilanes to generate a long chain of silicon. We will see how it works. Instead of forming this, what it will do, it will generate, when we consider this like this, then we can immediately understand what happens next. You know, these two are active OH groups. That means they can involve in bonding with another dichlorodimethylsilane. This side, this oxygen will involve in bonding with one silicon. This side, this oxygen will also involve in bonding with another oxygen. So in such a manner, what will happen? It generates a long chain of long chain of polymer like this. These groups are methyl groups. Methyl groups are not good leaving groups, so they will be retained on the silicon. Though silicon oxygen bond is more stable than silicon carbon bond, but chlorines are good leaving groups. That is why water easily substitutes chlorine and generates a silicon oxygen bond. But methyl groups are not good leaving groups. So oxygen cannot replace methyl group on silicon. So in this way, it forms a long polymer, which is called a silicone. As we have discussed that silicon exhibits catenation power to some extent, but it is not through direct silicon-silicon bonding, but it is through silicon-oxygen bridging. So this compound exhibits catenation, that means ability to generate long chains of molecules, but it is through oxygen. It is not directly through silicon-silicon bond. These are called silicones. It is a straight chain polymer. To just check your curiosity, you may raise a question that what is the hydrolysis product when we have a mixture of dichlorosilane and monochlorosilane? When we do hydrolysis, what is the product here? Any guess? When we mix these two in appropriate ratios, what happens? Because this silicon group contains only one chlorine, it acts as a capping agent. That means the polymerization will be stopped at one side where we have trimethylsilane group. Now polymerization cannot be progressed this side because we do not have any oxygens. On the other hand, the other silicon molecule, which is having two leaving groups, so it will have two OH groups. So this will involve in polymerization. So in this case, a polymer chain grows only in one direction. Whereas in the previous case, here the polymer chain grows on both sides. But here what happens? This group acts as a capping agent. End capping agent. So this trimethyl group acts as an end capping agent, which restricts the polymerization on one side, and the other side, because this silicon is having two oxygens, the polymerization will continue on the other side. So here the silicone polymer chain will grow only in one direction. In the previous case, we have explained the uses of silicones. It acts as an end capping agent in the polymerization. So this is how it acts as an end capping agent in the polymerization. This trimethylsilane chlorosilane acts as a chain capping agent.